So a couple years ago, when I was still working in Chicopee, I had to go pick up parts at a warehouse, and it was right around the corner from the track. And I turned the corner, I'm like, wow, I know where I am. And I see the sign the part of the sign was still up at the time. And I pulled over and I walked up to the fence and I just stood there and just staring at the track. Just for probably 15 minutes, just remembering all the fun I had there. And just shaking my head. It was just so sad to see it gone, and just sitting there, an empty lot. Nothing ever got done with it. My name is Les Rose Jr. I'm from Southbridge, Massachusetts, and I'm the 1998 1200cc Whip City champion.
I'm Tim Bertrand from Southwick, Massachusetts. I was a 3-time champion at Whip City Speedway.
My name is Glenn Pressel from Bosworth, Connecticut, and I'm a 2005 1200cc champion at Whip City.
My name is Carl Sherman, and I was a 3-time Whip City track champion.
I'm Kendall Cody, and I was the 2002 Juniors Kart champion at Whip City Speedway.
My name is Bill Gurton from Westfield, Mass. Father was an owner of Whip City Speedway, and I raced there for several years.
The office used to be over there. We used to have the trailer. My name is Dave Paghetti. I'm one of the owners and builders of Whip City Speedway.
I'm Dave Paghetti from West Springfield. My grandparents were one of the original owners of Whip City.
I'm Steve Paghetti. I live in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, and I was related to the owners. They're my parents, Dave and Lois.
My name is Lois Paghetti from Westfield, Mass. I'm the better half of David Paghetti and co-owner of Whip City Speedway.
Still a picture of the cars going around.
Yeah.
It's a shame they're not here.
If it wasn't for the good times we had here, it would hurt even more. Well, personally, my racing career was pretty short-lived as far as driving went. We built street stock to race at Riverside Speedway, and then children started to come along, and that was the end of my racing career. When I stopped racing, I still used to go to the races a lot.
He took us to Stafford, Thompson, Riverside, every chance we could. We never missed a Friday night at Stafford. And I think that's where he met Frank.
And Frank was always involved in racing.
And he took great care of our family, involved us in some of the Ferrara 100s.
When he met David, that was it. He found somebody that he could travel with and do racing with, and they just formed that relationship. We traveled together with the race car, but also as fans prior to that.
So we were the fans at one point, looking at all this, and we never really got into behind the scenes.
As we got older and the children left the nest, we built a couple of small sprint cars, and we ran them every weekend just about, and we ran away up in New Hampshire and Vermont.
I would go up when I had time to help Dad and Frank be a pit crew, and that was always fun.
Bill Gurton Sr., which was a friend of mine for years, he got his son involved. He built a sprint car.
He approached me probably, like 90, 91. Wanted to know if I wanted to get into racing mini sprints with him. He was friends with Dave and Frank, and they got him to come up and watch the races, and he liked that.
And he became very friendly with Frank. I went to High Groove every week and raced.
The High Groove Speedway up in Winchester, New Hampshire. We ran there, I think it was about 14 years old when I started there, and we ran there for 3 years. And we ran into a couple of folks at High Groove that we really got to be good friends with. Bill Gurton, Frank Ferrara, Dave Paghetti.
First met Frank and Bill at High Groove. Bill was racing with his son Billy, and Frank was actually racing and had a car that Richie Woods drove. Frank had really nice stuff, and Richie was the guy to beat. Could see that clearly. The third year we were there in 94, I believe, was when there was this little scuttlebutt going around that there was maybe a new track going to be being built in Massachusetts. And Frank and Bill were kind of behind it.
Bill came over the house one night and approached me.
David and I were sitting here, and Bill Gerton knocked on the door, right where I am sitting, and he came in.
Billy said, you know, I think I'm sick of traveling. Why don't we build a speedway in Westville? I thought he was crazy.
My initial reaction, I don't think I really had one right off. You know, we listened to everything that he had to say. And, but afterwards, David and I talked, and I, for one, I put it forth to David that I didn't think it was a good, time for us financially, because we had the boys in college. We had 2 in college.
Dad had a chance to help out. He really wasn't an initial owner at the beginning. It was Frank and Billy.
But we put all our time in, our volunteer time. We helped them build it from day one.
That's where we cleared, all over here, and that's the lower area where the track is going to be.
And the guys are down there beginning to put the poles in. This is going to be pole number 1 of 712.